Every day for the past 3 months. Nothing but bang, crash, crash.
Who's coming today, my dear Lord Mayor?
The King of Prussia.
Yesterday the King of Württemberg. Today the King of Prussia. Tomorrow Alexander of Russia. And all the princes of Europe will be assembled in Vienna.
How delightful.
Insufferable. It costs 530,000 guilders every day. Why? Why should the fate of Europe be settled in Vienna at our expense?
All that was needed... The Congress in Vienna...
Oh, shooting and sneezing. I don't know which way to turn.
I caught this cold last Tuesday. 3 solid hours I waited in the rain for Talleyrand.
Frenchmen are only punctual, while women are concerned.
How should she know?
Every night's a new function. I hardly know what a bed looks like.
Prince Metternich knows what one looks like. Every morning he drags us up here at 10 o'clock. And at 12 he is still breakfasting in his princely bed. Is the great god Metternich.
Good morning, Your Excellency. I hope you've slept well, Your Excellency. What can I do for Your Excellency?
Who's there, Peppy?
The entertainment committee's in the small conference room.
Let us listen.
Of course, Your Excellency, we will. Small conference room? Excellency, entertainment committee.
Bless
you.
Why are all these millions being frittered away? Merely to gratify Metternich's insatiable ambition.
They don't appreciate me, Peppy.
Of course they don't, Your Excellency.
Anyone in the diplomat's room?
Of course, Your Excellency. The diplomat's room.
But she wasn't a lady. He was one of them semi-mundane.
My mistake, Your Excellency. Wrong connection.
But poor old Metternich pounced on her like an orc.
Your Excellency, that was the servant's fault.
Leave it alone, Peppy. It's not without interest.
And just when he thought he'd won her over, what do you think she did? She sung him the latest popular song. Why should I worry with Metternich Bray? My cousin can kiss in a far better way. Not so bad, eh?
They don't appreciate Your Excellency at all.
Who knows? The diplomat's room.
Of course, Your Excellency. Diplomat's room.
Dites-moi, Monsieur le Duc, ce prince Metternich...
Ah, Metternich calls a congress and gives a ball at the same time. The dance was never my strong point. And as whenever there's an important political decision to be made, he organizes a banquet so that the decision can be made by him alone.
Bien sûr. He is dangerous, this Metternich.
Hello. Now, he does appreciate me.
Tell me, my dear Count, any news of Napoleon? He's a real prisoner. What? He's sitting on the island of Elba, quietly catching fish. What?
We have been informed otherwise in London. Napoleon is sitting in Elba, but he's scheming to go back to Paris again.
Is that so?
If Napoleon once returns, then goodbye, Metternich.
Well, worrying about my worries. That's a thoughtful fellow.
All this about Napoleon, I must ride to Dresden at once.
Well. Has the letter been read yet?
Your Excellency, I will make inquiries immediately in the back cabin.
The Prime Minister starting His Excellency, the Foreign Minister, Copenhagen, Prime Minister, Madrid, Foreign Office, Munich.
Continue your work. Morning.
Which would Your Excellency care to read? Bavaria, Spain, Denmark?
No. The King of Württemberg arrived yesterday. First impressions are always important.
Württemberg. Have you Württemberg?
Have you Wittenberg?
Wittenberg.
As I drove in, the most beautiful Viennese girl ran up to my carriage and handed me a bouquet of roses. But what do you think? This was merely a clever piece of business advertisement. The little hussy. For on the paper wrapper was written, "For Vienna's best gloves, seek this address at the sign of the beautiful shepherdess." That makes the 6th contest that this little minx has annoyed. Hasn't she been forbidden to do it?
I've tried myself, Your Excellency, but you won't listen. Not even to me.
Well, one more bouquet and this beautiful shepherdess will make my acquaintance.
Parlez-vous français?
No, sir.
Lei parla italiano?
No, sir.
You speak English?
Yes, Captain.
Might I see you this evening, dear?
That'll be 2 guilders 50.
And supposing I came back tomorrow?
Sorry, no goods exchanged.
When can I see you then?
Whenever you want anything. Thank you. Morning, Herr Secretary.
Good morning. Pardon. Crystal.
Oh, so you're here again.
Oh, Crystal, you have eyes for everybody except me. And how long have we known each other?
Far too long. Hand me those boxes.
Oh, Crystal, will it always be like this? Must I always be looking up at you, as though you were a star? Won't you ever come down to me?
Oh, these poetical moods of yours get on my nerves. Please clear off.
Oh, no. You are not going to send me away today. I've something important to tell you. Something very unpleasant.
Oh, don't be so pompous.
Prince Metternich has told me to tell you that if you pester any more crowned heads with your infernal flowers...
Well, what then?
Oh, Crystal, when you look at me like that, I feel that I want to...
What on earth saw that noise?
They're putting up a stand for the entry of the Tsar.
What, the Tsar is coming?
Yes, tomorrow.
Oh, he's going to have some flowers from me. Such a heap.
Then all will be over between us.
All the better.
Oh, Crystal, do leave the Tsar alone. He's got a long beard down to there. He'll have you whipped and sent to Siberia.
I don't care. He'll still get his flowers.
He won't get them.
He will get them.
He won't get them.
He will get them.
He won't get them.
He will get them.
He won't get them.
Once for all, let me tell you, he won't get them. He won't get them. He won't get them. He won't get them.
He will get them.
Majesty must have received the great shock.
Chipura. Attempt on my life. Merely part of my profession.
Your Majesty. We've had one attempt on your life. Today's quota is full.
My dear Bibicoff, you exaggerate. Bad habit.
But Your Majesty must be more careful. Why did we bring Uralski with us?
We? You brought him.
Yes, I brought Uralski so that he could take Your Majesty's place if there was any possibility of danger.
I won't be ungracious to the people of Vienna.
Oh. Out of the question, Your Majesty.
Well then, for heaven's sake, send Uralski out onto the balcony.
At once, Your Majesty.
Uralski?
Uralski! With Shakov!
Show yourself to them.
Go on, get out. In Your Majesty's honor, gala performance this evening at 7 o'clock. Russian ballet.
Oh, Russian ballet. That's not my idea of Vienna.
I quite agree with you, Your Majesty. That, I think, is another little job for Uralski. 7 o'clock this evening, full dress uniform.
Remember, don't make too great a fool of me. And the Tsar of Russia doesn't scratch his head. Understand?
Yes, Your Majesty.
The secretary to Prince Metternich.
Show him in.
Your Majesty, His Excellency Prince Metternich is overjoyed in being able to inform Your Majesty that the attempt was not an attempt, and that the bomb was not a bomb.
You see me, because nowadays, one cannot even rely on the anarchy.
Tomorrow's another day, Your Majesty.
Convey my best thanks to the Prince Metternich. Is there anything else you want?
If Your Majesty would only put in a good word.
For you?
No, Your Majesty. For the girl who threw the bomb. Such a pretty child, such a good child. Your Majesty couldn't find another one like her in all Europe. Girls like that are only to be found in Vienna.
That's all right, that's all right.
Oh, but it isn't all right, Your Majesty. It's not at all right.
Why not? Where is this little bomb for her?
Oh, graceful, Your Majesty. They've put her in prison.
And for the before-mentioned reasons, being found guilty. The accused, Christine Antonia Weinsing, a glove seller, is hereby sentenced to 25 lashes on the bare back. The sentence to be executed immediately within flash number 11. stuck. Release her. She's gone.
Pretty.
Oh, what have they done to you?
Hateful Tsar. He has people whipped and sent them to Siberia.
But that's not true.
Oh, if I had only kept away from the Tsar.
But why?
Disgusting man with his great long beard.
But you're wrong. He's like a shed dog.
How do you know that? Do you know him?
Slightly.
Yedahushim. Yedahushim. Yedashoazik.
Report ready for duty, sir.
At ease. Try not to look so stupid, you rascal. And don't forget, if you must yawn, put your hand in front of your mouth. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Off you go to the opera.
You know what to do, Countess. It all depends on your beautiful eyes. Make the Tsar forget politics or something more pleasant.
You can rely on my beautiful eyes. Cher ami.
Sit down, you fool.
Order for the release of Christel Weinsinger, glove seller.
Already released by the order of His Majesty the Tsar.
Life.
Everything all right now?
Mm-hmm.
In old Vienna, that city so gay, there that you stand by the sea, just like a splendid dream. In old Vienna, the city of play, everyone singing your sorrow away. Take what this life of ours can give. Live, laugh, and love. Love, laugh, and live. Good day, gentlemen. Drink to the great, nor leave the half. Laugh, love, and live. Live, love, and laugh. I didn't see anything. Let troubles vanish, sorrows hide, laughter and love live side by side. So while there's still a sky above, love, laugh, and live, live, love, and love. Your health, gentlemen. In old Vienna, there's love in the air, under the spell of love. Why'd let us see the sky above? Love, laugh, and leave, laugh, and love.
Something for the band, please.
I only have Russian money.
Oh, that really doesn't matter, as long as there's enough of it. I thank you, my lord. At your service, your highness.
Why, that's all gold. Who is this?
Oh, the Tsar.
That's the Tsar? Your Majesty! Your Majesty, don't send me to Siberia.
But, Christelle, we are good friends, aren't we?
Of course. If Your Majesty commands.
I don't command. Please, Christelle.
If you don't mind, I must go home.
May I drive you home?
Thank you. I'll walk.
So will I.
Come again soon, your highness. Lay out, boys. Lively now.
Christel.
Oh, don't my hand.
I believe so, sir.
But not for me, Your Majesty.
Which would Your Excellency care to hear? The Entertainment Committee, the Diplomats' Room?
The servants' hall. They know more about pleasure and don't worry about diplomacy.
Of course, Your Excellency. Servants' Hall?
You make me tired with your Wellington. We all know he's a good soldier. But that Tsar, that's the real one with the women. He cast an eye on that countess in the opera last night, and then the sparks began to fly.
That's nothing. I bet the Tsar from the herring later. He picked himself a little Viennese girl.
And what a girl!
Bless her heart.
The little glove maker, that's the girl. The one who threw those flowers in. And she was crazy about him. I know, because when they parted, he...
Bravo, Peppy. I needed an attraction to keep the Tsar from the Congress. And here it is, handed me on a plate by a footman.
Of course, Your Excellency.
Peppy, here's a job for you. Keep an eye on that girl and help matters along. Understand?
Certainly, Your Excellency. As Your Excellency so aptly remarks, that is a job for me.
Just think of it. I looked at the coin more closely, and suddenly I recognized my cavalier. It was the Emperor of Russia himself.
Your wish comes out at midnight of the garden path. You'll still become the Empress of Russia.
But I can prove it to you. There. Look, there's his crown on it.
Mademoiselle Christine Weinsinger,
Yes?
if you please,
What is it?
your carriage is waiting, your ladyship.
My carriage? My carriage.
Where are we going?
To your villa, your latest.
To my villa. Laughing, sing, my bells ring. Life is today just a dream. Youth is yearning, sorrow burning, bright eyes with happiness gleam. Most fairy tales are horror few. This one I know is true. Just once for all time, does good luck greet you and lead you on to paradise. Just once for all time, does fortune treat you
Just a letter, Your Excellency, to Baron Stern, Keeper of the Privy Purse, St. Petersburg, confidential.
What does it say?
And I request you in the name of His Majesty the Tsar to remit 1,000 guilders a month to Fräulein
Well?
Christine Beinzinger Hietzing, number 11, Trainer Alley. Signed, Bibikoff.
Well done, Peppy. Splendid.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Confidential Secretary to His Excellency Chancellor of State.
Show him in, please.
Aren't you ashamed of yourself?
Ashamed? I'm proud of myself.
And you expect to become my wife?
Oh, heaven forbid.
Crystal, do you really believe the Tsar is in earnest about you?
Come in.
The Adjutant to His Majesty the Tsar.
Show him in, please.
Morning, Her Secretary. Mademoiselle. I have the pleasure and the honor to inform you that His Majesty will visit you at 4 o'clock this afternoon. His Majesty does not wish that you should undergo the slightest inconvenience. I will see to everything. Russian tea, Russian music, Russian caviar, Russian atmosphere, everything Russian. Mademoiselle. Dear Her Secretary.
There you are. Now will you admit that he's in earnest?
We'll see about that.
Oh, are you trying to tell me that he won't come?
Oh, he'll come. But you'll be surprised. What? You'll be surprised how quickly he'll leave again.
My poor innocent. What do you know about love? He'll stay.
He won't stay.
He will stay.
He won't stay.
He'll stay. He'll stay. He'll
I refuse to argue with you any further.
He will stay. He will stay. He will stay.
He won't stay.
Of course he'll stay.
From His Majesty the Tsar. As a token of the very great pleasure he will experience in taking part at the Congress for the first time this afternoon.
I am charmed, my dear Bibikoff. I will be delighted to welcome His Majesty to the conference.
Your Excellency delighted. His Majesty will be delighted. In fact, everybody will be delighted.
Your Excellency?
What is the meaning of this? The Tsar is coming to the conference.
I think not, Your Excellency. I have made arrangements for the whole afternoon. Will you come in, dear?
Relief for...
With Your Excellency's approval, Madame la Comtesse invites His Majesty the Tsar to tea this afternoon at 5.
Splendid, Peppy, splendid. So these beautiful eyes did work last night.
Oh, I think they'll work still better this afternoon.
Oh, lucky Alexander. If I were not Metternich, I would like to be the Tsar this afternoon.
Tell the Countess I've never yet kept a beautiful woman waiting.
Bidikoff, Your Majesty, do you notice anything? No, Your Majesty, I can't say that I do.
They're setting a trap for me, Bidikoff.
Trap? I still don't notice anything.
You're a fool, Bidikoff.
Yes, Your Majesty.
At 5 o'clock, an invitation to woman's house. At 5 o'clock, the Congress meets. I'm to be kept away. Metternich thinks he will be able to force his plans through in Manhattan. She pourra. All this women's business is to be taken over by your Alfie.
Yes.
Jurelski.
Sir?
Do you notice anything?
I can't say that I do, sir.
You're a fool.
Yes, sir.
Duty for this afternoon. 4 o'clock, little Viennese girl. His Majesty as Prince Charming. 5 o'clock, that viper from the opera. His Majesty as Casanova. Do your very best. Remember, His Majesty's reputation is in your hands.
Yes, sir.
But with a Viennese girl, you must remain a bit aloof, dreamy, poetical, romantic.
Kiss?
Are you mad? That is reserved for His Majesty.
Oh.
Take care. People are being beheaded in Russia for less than that.
Oh, yes, sir.
You look at her like this. You whisper something into her ear, like this. Sweet. Very sweet. And if she wants to kiss you, you have a cold like this.
Is she pretty?
Idiot. His Majesty doesn't blow his nose on calico.
Svastidzi, Stostako.
Yes, sir.
If you turn this tap here, hot water will flow out.
这老师常常在投入之下不来这个那个，你看这点心这个什么这个，你上水这也连上。
His Majesty, the Tsar.
Alexander! How can I ever thank you for all you have given me? Your Majesty seems so different today.
I'm always the same. Only today I feel a bit aloof. Dreamy, poetical, romantic, you know. If you please.
Attention.
Some tea, Alexander?
Please.
Sugar?
Sweet. Very sweet. Still much sweeter.
Sir! Shh, quiet. Silence, please. His Majesty is in there.
Sir, is the Tsar really in there?
What do you mean by really? Who else could be in there? Are you mad?
His Majesty must leave at once.
Really?
His Majesty promised to be with the Countess at 5.
Just have a little patience, my boy. One thing at a time, you know.
Your Majesty, the tea's getting cold.
But this is going too far. Your Majesty, the carriage is waiting.
Not my hand. I have lips, haven't I?
But not for me.
Alexander! Your Majesty, when are you coming again?
His Majesty, huzzah!
His Apostolic Majesty, Emperor Franz of Austria.
Who's missing over there?
Where?
Surely I see an empty chair. There, on the other side of the Emperor Franz.
That's the Tsar's place. He's not coming. He's found something better to do.
Your Excellency, the Tsar has just arrived at the council.
Excellent, Pepe, excellent. I shall welcome his absence most cordially. And now I can open the conference. Your Majesty, unfortunately, we must proceed without the Tsar.
His Majesty, the Tsar.
You're not looking well, Harry.
No, it's this Congress, always chasing a buzz after the Tsar. These eternal conferences and these everlasting functions. Oh, I'm sick of it. Everything is ready, Your Excellency. Here are the Tsar's letters.
A woman's handwriting. Let's have a look at it. Alexander, why have you only come here once? Are you angry with me? Oh. For one day you let me dream of this with you. And now I have been alone and unhappy for so long. Oh. I want to see you just once again. Crystal. Crystal, crystal. Which crystal?
Your Excellency, that can only be the little glove seller.
The girl with the bouquet. But I told you definitely to encourage this affair. It is essential that this girl should be fixed up with the Tsar as quickly as possible. Understand?
Of course, Your Excellency.
Can I announce you as secretary?
No, thank you. It's quite unnecessary.
Oh, it's you. Peppy.
Yes, it's only me. Do you mind?
Not at all. Very kind of you to bother about me again.
Perhaps you were expecting someone else?
Perhaps. You know perfectly well who comes to see me.
Oh, I know. I know everything.
No, you mustn't. That's his favorite chair. He sits there, and I sit here. He comes every day. Sometimes even twice a day.
Really? Sometimes twice a day.
And when he can't be here, he thinks of me. All the time.
Well, and how do you know that?
Peppy, one feels that sort of thing. But you wouldn't understand.
Oh, then let me tell you something, young lady. He hasn't thought of you once. What? No. He runs from one woman to the other, and you're the only one he doesn't think of.
That's a lie.
A lie, eh? There. See for yourself. Tonight at the charity ball at the palace.
You'll be there too?
Of course. Then you can see how he carries on with his ladies.
No. I'd rather not go.
I see. You mean you daren't go?
Give it to me. If only I could see him again.
Today's meeting must be concluded without the Tsar. I want to solve the problem of Napoleon without his interference, and tell the entertainments committee once and for all that I will not have the Tsar leave the ballroom.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Here you come, Your Majesty. In 10 minutes, fetch your alki. I'm going to the Congress. This meeting is very important. Decision about Napoleon.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Young man, His Excellency is not to meddle in my affairs. Tsar is going to sell kisses, so he can't get away. Kindly tell His Excellency that I still know how to hold men. I have the honor to inform you that as a special surprise, His Majesty the Tsar will now sell kisses for the poor of Vienna at 100 guilders apiece.
Chipua! This time Metternich has caught me. My opinion too, Your Majesty. Chipua!
At times one is grateful for a substitute.
Yes, indeed, Your Majesty.
Bibicon.
Yes, Your Majesty.
That's the girl.
Why, certainly, Your Majesty. That is the girl.
Wow. I'd forgotten all about her.
Bibicon. Yes, Your Majesty.
Your alki must stop at once.
Yes, Your Majesty.
objection against point 3 of the order of the day? Then write down, it was unanimously agreed that Napoleon Bonaparte be exiled for life.
What's happened, Your Excellency?
Napoleon has landed in France.
Ship of Excellency.
I have brought your carriage. Your Majesty is leaving tonight. Your Majesty has no idea how happy I am. The Congress is over, and nothing can take my girl from me.
Don't mind me, everyone tells of love in old Vienna, the maiden so fair. May I always say yes when their sweetheart declare. Take water is life, so flowers can give the live love and love, land of
possible. She pourra.
Please, Your Majesty. Very important news, Your Majesty.
Just a moment, mister.
Your Majesty, Napoleon has landed in France.
What?
Yes, Your Majesty. We must leave at once. I brought the carriage round.
Not in front of the girl. It's late. We'll have to go. Well, Christelle, when will we meet again?
Tomorrow. Tomorrow in Starbuck.
We'll just say au revoir and thank you.
Your obedient servant. Flame out, boys. Lively now. 1, 2. At your service, Your Highness. Come again soon.